LAG can taste it. Forward they go. Let's see with the first blood once again. Arsty's desperately trying now to get involved. Here comes Two, once again with the kills. 2v4. Asim, he's done it. It is now all down to Celium. It's history in the making. One way or another.
So today we play OpTic in our last stage 2 qualifier match, and Pierce is he's been sick, and this morning he's like really not feeling up to playing. So we're gonna have to be bringing in Spart for today's match, which I think we all feel pretty good about. Like, we know Chris is a great player, so it's just gonna be about like trying to get all the last minute preparation in to get him kind of comfortable in what he's gonna be doing in the match and all that stuff. So it's been an interesting day, but we'll see how it goes. We pretty much just like figured out that Pierce wasn't gonna be able to play like maybe half an hour ago. Like, we're third match today. First match is going on right now, so a couple hours till match time. So we don't have all the time in the world to kind of prepare for the match, but I think we should be able to like plug him in. Luckily, like they're the same role, so it's kind of a 1-for-1 plug-in in that sense. So it's not the worst case scenario. I think we've already secured winner's bracket. Obviously, every match we play is important for points and like the seeding in the standings going forward, but despite kind of the chaos of it happening right before the match, I think we're feeling pretty good about it still. So I don't think any of us are expecting like our whole game plan to be like crystal clear, perfect going to the match or anything like that. But I think they're all really confident. Like, I think the mindset going into it kind of is just to like enable Chris to play his game and kind of make him comfortable and just let him do his thing really in this match. So I think that's kind of the best way to go about it. I don't think we want to go like too complex on a lot of things and make him to where it's like uncomfortable. Like, obviously if we had more time, then it's a little bit different of a story. You can kind of implement him and plug him in a bit more, but yeah, with it being a last minute thing, it's kind of about just like trying to go like cover everything that we can, and then just make sure everyone's feeling confident going to the match. So
at first I thought it was just one of those things that would go away when I first woke up for the OpTic match. I felt really nauseous, but like it's kind of common for me like to wake up feeling nauseous. So I didn't think anything of it. I was like, I'm just gonna take a shower. Hopefully it just goes away over time. Hopefully I just feel better. I noticed as I like was in the shower, I was like, oh, it's getting worse. And I was like, what's going on here? And then that's when like I literally jumped out of the shower and threw up. I was like, oh my God, like, no, it's gotten in a really bad spot now. And it's when I kept trying to call Rick. I think I called him a couple times because it was a little bit early into the day, because we played OpTic last match, or like second to last match, and it was like around 12 or 11 to 12. Like, I woke up at an early time and I was like just calling him over and over again, and I was like, hey, I hate to do this to you guys and everything like that, but like I genuinely feel horrible.
He pretty much called me and was like, hey, I'm not feeling well. I've been throwing up and I'm not even able to really talk or like be in the mindset to even like play at the moment. We knew Pierce was going to the doctor for a while. We knew that he did have some health related problems, but he was able to play because, like I said, he usually voiced his concerns, and this was like a phone call I had that I knew he felt bad. Like, he wanted to play so bad. He's a competitor. He wants to win. He doesn't like to sit out. He doesn't like to watch. I think at the end of the day, when you're a diehard competitor, it takes like something out of you when you have to sit there and like play from the sidelines, because you just want to be on the stage. And Pierce actually gave so much to the team because, again, he put us in this winner's bracket opportunity. We were 3-1. I felt like he was even excited for like the future of what was happening. So I could feel like his emotion through the phone call, because all the progression was kind of just thrown out the window and we had to start from scratch. But again, you have to just go to the next step, and that's where we pretty much like figured it out.
I kind of just made the responsible decision to say, like, hey, like, you guys should play with Chris. Like, yeah, I know it's not a good situation regardless if you play with me or play with Chris, but like I feel like in my mind I felt like I was like, what would I rather have if I had a player that was in the same situation I was like, would I have someone that feels really bad throwing up all the time, like, and just generally not feel good, or like somebody that's like ready to go, like, you know, cracked out of their minds, or like, you know, kind of just like 100%. I was like, I mean, I'd probably rather have the 100% guy, even though he doesn't know anything or doesn't know like any of our strats or anything like that, because like, I mean, at least you'd put up more of a fight with that person rather than playing with a sick person. I felt really bad in the moment telling the guys that like I had to do that, but I mean, I think it was just one of those adult moments that I literally had to have, that I thought about like for a long time, like for 2 days, just kind of just understanding that.
So the day that Rick called me, I was literally in the middle of a Challengers tournament, like Challengers Cup. It's obviously they're a big deal because there's Challengers tournaments every weekend, so you want to like place your best, get as much points as possible with your team. We were like in the third round, I think, or maybe second, and Rick called me, and I was like, damn, like I gotta tell these guys that we can't play this tournament anymore. Like they can't get their points that they need. Kind of felt bad about that, but at the same time, like they're pretty happy for me. They're like, bro, like we feel like you've been waiting for this for a while. Like you've been playing good. Like just go show them what you can do. My first year on LAG and MW, it did not go good at all. I didn't play good. The team didn't play good. I can say like as many excuses as anybody can make up, but at the end of the day, I just didn't perform the way that I knew I could and the way that the coaches knew I could. Yeah, and then whenever they hit me up in the beginning of this year after like the first 3 Challengers Cups, they ended up hitting me up and were like, yo, like we want you to join the team again, obviously the substitute, but like we still always have like had faith in you, always had belief that like you can play COD at this level. Just feel like you needed some more time, and I agree. And honestly, whenever it hit me up, it was kind of like one of those moments where it was like like I'm gonna take the second chance and run with it, I guess, but I didn't expect to run with it this soon.
I don't think anyone went into that day like with any expectation that something like that could happen. But like once it does happen, I mean, I think everyone just had like Pierce's best interests in mind, even though it was like a match day.
And you know Pierce, like he's a super competitor, so like if he's saying he doesn't feel well, like something is really wrong. And so we were obviously just all, I mean, upset maybe isn't not the right word, but just disappointed that we didn't get a chance to go out there and show our full potential as a team, because we're having to play with a fill-in on no practice. But we knew Spart has potential, so we're like, okay, let's just go out there, you know, nothing to lose, and see what we can do against them.
So imagine there's no sub. Like I'm literally playing with like one hand each for Big P.
There was no subs, bro.
I would have the monitor like pointing.
Nah, bro. Rick would be sitting there. You put a picture of Big P right here, just on the cam. Picture of Big P just smiling like with the controller, and Rick would be playing. Like, dude, I'm rotating.
I'll be playing. Yo, got one. Yo, Big P.
Rick would be a Gavitu menace. I already know.
A Gav.
You'd be a Gavitu menace. I don't know if you'd be good at bokage, but you know, Gavitu would be nasty. Rick is crap.
Yeah, so like the OpTic match, we got 3-0'd, and the S&D was like really bad. Like it wasn't close at all. But like the other two, like the hard point and the control were, like they were pretty winnable maps. Like they were pretty close, all things considered. And yeah, like going to the match, like no one out of like our 3 guys like were putting too much weight into it. It's like it is what it is. Like we tried our best under the circumstances that we had. But Chris like definitely felt like he didn't play up to like his potential in that match. Like he was definitely taking it harder than I would say the other 3. Like for sure, he was talking to me and Rick like after the match, like saying like, damn, if I could have just like played a little bit better, if I could have done this a little bit differently, like we could have won that match. And like that kind of, you can't really expect a whole lot out of someone in that scenario. Like if you've been playing challengers all year, like challengers and the CDL are different ball games. There's like the approach is completely different. The way teams play is completely different, especially in a match versus the best team at that time. Like there's only so much you can expect going into that match out of someone under those circumstances. So it's like it wasn't his fault at all. Like he didn't play amazing, but it's like it's not a big deal. Like if you put anyone else in that circumstance, like it's probably going to play out pretty similar. So like it wasn't his fault at all. Like we were just really grateful that he was there to step up last minute and like give us a chance in the series. Like don't take it too hard. Like just bounce back. You'll be better the more reps you get, essentially.
Okay, so after the OpTic match, I honestly thought that I would have to go back into challengers, like grind again, win again, make my stock, or like people think that like I was good again, I guess. Just like try to like just recoup from that match because I was just not good. And I reached out to Austin and Rick, and I was like, and Embry, and I was like, my bad, like I did not give y'all anything today. Like that's not who like I am. Like I'll get y'all back one day.
After the OpTic match, it was like Monday, I went into my doctor because I had an appointment for her early in the morning. And I was just talking to her, asking her opinions and everything like that, and like trying to get her understanding. She's like, she kind of just sat me down and kind of like looked at me and said, hey, like, you know, everything on the like your health, your like blood pressure, like all that stuff is like normal. Everything is like kind of good, but you know, you're just kind of gonna have to bite the bullet and take the surgery. Like you've done all the stuff that you needed to do. You've taken medication. You've taken all the steps that you need to do. I mean, it's not really much you can do. Like you just have to basically just kind of have to go through with the surgery. So I mean, that kind of sucked, but it is what it is. And she basically kind of advised me as well to not really go to the event. She's like, I mean, it's not a really good idea because like you're just gonna be in a different state, you know, away from doctors, away from people that can actually help you. And like if you ever have like a problem again that I had on Sunday, like I mean, I would have no one around me to like even help me. I would have to be rushed to an ER. So she basically told me to stop taking all the other medication. She got me on not anti-nausea medication, but it was more strong, like it was stronger, and like it put me out to sleep because I was having really hard time sleeping. Like I just felt like horrible, like, and because I felt nauseous, I felt like there was like food in the back of my throat even when I tried to go to sleep, and like I just couldn't sleep. I was kind of just breaking down like mentally, like a lot, like before like even the option to kind of say like, hey, like I can't play because it's just always just a hard decision to kind of make. And with something I love this much and like something that I put in, you know, 12 to 14 hours a day, and every single day I constantly keep playing, and like I don't miss like any days like doing that, and something that's given me like so much good in my life, like to just be able to like sit out and like watch tournaments. Like I've watched tournaments like from the sidelines before, like when I should be playing, and it's just like one of the worst feelings ever. Just knowing that like you want to be there, like knowing you want to compete at the highest level, knowing it's just like that feeling, like there's no better feeling than that. Like nothing can recreate it. And I mean, yeah, it was a lot of just breaking down. Like I was crying a lot, and I haven't cried in like 8-9 years. It's been a while, a long time since I've actually cried like that. And it was definitely a heart wrencher to literally like actually come to that conclusion in my head that I actually just had to step away.
Yeah, so the week of the major, like we were flying out on the Tuesday, and so it was our last practice day. Like it was the day before Monday, and it was like maybe an hour before our practice starts. We like to get in here about an hour early to like talk over whatever it may be, like get some goals going for the day, or just like talk about like the previous day of practice, whatever it may be. And like we were kind of waiting for everyone to show up. I think everyone was here, or Kyler, Austin, and Sim and myself were here. And then we were waiting for Rick and Pierce, obviously. And like Rick came through the door, and everyone was joking around. Like we were having just like joking around prior to Rick coming in. And then like as soon as Rick came in, I think everyone could tell, is like, wait, what's going on?
Rick comes in super silently. Comes in silently. This is how I knew something was going on. comes in silently and sits down behind Austin. He's never done that before.
We were here warming up for an hour or so, and Rick kind of showed up a little late, and so I was like joking with him, like messing around, like, oh, do I need to call Alex on you? Like, you're showing up late, Rick? Like, what the heck? And he like laughed for a split second, and then kind of sat down over here, and his room's over there, so he usually goes in there and gets on his computer. And when he sat down here and like got a straight face, like we kind of knew something was wrong. And then he broke the news to us, and obviously we were all like very disappointed. Because like I said, I felt like everything was starting to go right for us. Like we were starting to really like improve and show that we have a chance to like make some noise at the event, and if not win the event, contend, so like we could like in the future win or something, or put ourselves in a position to win.
Like all the life was like sucked out of the room essentially. It went from like everyone joking around to like just like dead quiet pretty much. Like I don't think any of us were expecting it, even after like he sat out the match versus OpTic. I think like everyone was still expecting him to be good to go for the major. So it was a really like tough pill for them to swallow, I think, because like I said previously, like we were like feeling really confident at that point in time. Like we thought that like we had a really good chance to make a run at the major, and so for that situation to kind of, or like that circumstance just be dropped on their plates like right before we fly out, it's like, not only is it like, okay, we're losing like a crucial piece of our team for the tournament, but we also have literally 1 day of practice with our sub to go into it. So it's kind of just getting Chris in, like getting him in the loop with things and like saying like, yeah, you're gonna be playing at this major. And then we had that 1 day of practice before flying out to Minnesota.
Another in the back on me.
I hear you. Caution it.
Dead.
Nice. Mid lane. Dead. Look at your top fire. They're gonna be more mid lane. They're gonna be more in the lane. Top fire, dead. Mid lane, Afro. Mid lane, Afro. Afro's mid lane, right corner. I hear you. He's dead. Nice one, dude. They're gonna off that. We went off that. Mid one shot, nasty. Absolute. Could be top fire.
Top fire. One more fire.
Nice this game.
Christ, so why you got your headset on?
Because that motherfucker over there is just hiccuping in my ear and I'm losing full. Kyler. He's just vibing now. You good now?
Dude, he just picked it up again.
Kyler, bro, I need you to chug water, please, bro, please. Yeah, I need you to drink some more water, bro. The hiccups are making me lose composure.
Should I just sing them out?
Yeah, sing them out. Dude, you're telling me I have to play with that in my ear? Oh my god, dude.
Someone's gotta scare him.
Hold your breath, fucking get scared, fucking drink a shit ton of water. Wait, I heard if you hang upside down, it helps too. That's what Nick told me.
Alright, let's pick him up.
Hang upside down?
Yeah, you guys down?
Just like walking him around.
I'll go against the wall.
Alright, how you gonna do it?
Go for it.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'll pick you up.
You're good.
I'm good?
5, 4, 3.
I should be good. You can like go.
Oh, you're chilling.
Let's go.
Chilling.
Let's go.
He's doing it. No.
I think I'm good. Yo, help me out.
Okay. Alright, let your feet go.
Oh, you got it. Let's go, Duke.
Okay, Duke. Okay, I see you. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. Like, look at my...
So I mean, going into the tournament, Rick and I, like, we knew prior to that Chris was like an incredible player. We coached him obviously in MW in 2020, even though the team was like that wasn't the best team that year, and it didn't really give Chris like the opportunity to kind of fully show what he was capable of, and he was also still much younger and learning at the time. Like he's came a long way since then, but you can only set the expectations so high, and like I feel like it's like a big credit to all the guys we have on this team, to where it was basically like the mindset going to the tournament was like, these were the cards we're dealt. Like they're pretty shitty cards in a lot of ways, but we just have to make the best out of it. Like just take it one match at a time, try to pick up some points along the way. Like that was kind of what we were saying going into the tournament. Like let's get 20 points this weekend. Like and do the best we can, make the best out of the situation. If we can come away with 20 points, then like that would be a success for like the standings going down the road. So it's a shitty hand to be dealt, but like we have to make the best out of it. Like we can't sit here and be like upset about it or like be down, sad that that things didn't go our way. It's like we just have to go into this tournament with like a clean slate and make the best out of it.
It's popping. Oh my god. It's a nice room.
You? Just good, bro.
Let's get Chris. How you doing?
I'm in the other room, about to have to go back real quick. Where I put it.
So by the time like we start scrimming pairs, like we're already gonna know the maps we're playing?
Yeah, we'll probably do vetoes, like, usually we do it early so like we can scrim the maps that we're doing the vetoes.
Sim, I know you were talking about it one of the last times we were going to play Gav.
Yeah.
What side do we want on Gav? Do you want green side or cliff side? Because assuming they pick Bogage.
I like cliff side.
You like cliff side? Does anyone else have like preference?
I think we win the break on cliff side every time. On green side, it's like you have to rely on me to pinch and like wait for you guys to stay up.
I don't really have a preference. What's better about the cliff side? You beat them there?
Yeah, you beat them there, and then rotating to the boat is way easier.
The last team whoever we played on Gav 2 last, that had side choice, they picked cliff side. It might have been OpTic.
Austin, I think you should just go their side or our side.
Need cat, bro.
Wait, no,
Need the left side of it, not straight ahead, but need like the.
They needed me here.
Austin, yeah, Austin got naded like exactly where Cap was.
Basically need where they're at. Like on
Where
our
Cap
screen,
was?
we'll be needing like the left side of
Yeah,
it
so
rather
don't
than straight
leave
over the
a
gun.
Yeah, but usually
Yeah,
right.
you see?
Yeah.
Like, see how they're nading straight over? We're gonna be on that side. We're not nading straight over. We're nading like towards these guys.
Left. You said you're ready for their dumb shit, like in Surge.
Alright. Yo, apparently there's like a
So before we played against Boston in the winners round 1, the team was just trying to get me as comfortable as possible. Like Austin was letting me, or asking me a lot of questions and asking me like what I like to do, where I like to go on the map, like where are like hot spots that I like to go to, all that stuff. He made it really easy on me. They made me feel really comfortable and pretty confident going into it. We only had 1 day of practice before, so like I can't really give that much detail, but honestly that day of practice felt pretty good. I felt pretty confident. I was honestly pretty happy going into it because I really wanted to just show everybody for once like what I could do, because I've known for a while like that I'm better than a lot of people, so I just finally wanted to be able to showcase it.
It's on land, baby. Well, on this first map, anything happens, like the whole series just keep it the same, like even head throughout the whole series. It's gonna be a long series, or you just walk up in the line like the seat order, or it doesn't matter. Swing them, man. The story starts.
You got nothing to lose, baby.
Let's go.
Just play with the fucking mindset.
You're our unit. Let's
Gas
go.
each other up too, bro. Have some
Straight
fucking
up.
fun this whole series, like I
Straight
said.
up. You on land,
Let's
baby.
get it.
Let's
go.
Let's go. Have some fucking fun.
Let's go, baby.
Have fun, that, bro.
Hey,
Play loose, play loose,
Just
bro.
say you.
right here, baby.
No pressure. Come on.
Play loose, baby.
Let's
Come
go. Go, Austin. Right here, baby.
Let's get it, bro.
Let's fucking get it.
Let's fucking get it.
Yavu.
Well, here comes the big rotation as LAG take the lead for the first time. And you can already see Boston Breach are here, and they're probably a little bit worried about how much they're being outslayed. Spart and Asim doing the work again. A big fight up top ring as well. And if both players going to go down, the stun eventually gets the trade in for them. But neither team in a good position to actually hold this beach rotation. The rotation will now come in. Boston Breach are in the lead, and LAG have now got to find a way to punch through mid-map.
Breach in the prime position to win this game now. LAG, it's all about these rotational kills if you can possibly find them. Shot's going to come in from Asim and Hook. It's going to be a trade so far. Methods are going to be the last one there, though, for the Breach locking it in. Look at those green arrows in the bottom left corner, all spawning up exactly where you want to see them if you're from Boston.
They're going to try and get through as well, though. Methods is holding fast. He knows he's got to keep these reinforcements from overwhelming his teammates at any point. LAG is stacked. They have bodies in the area. Hugo opens up proceedings. Captain all firing on all cylinders. Shuts it down for them as well. Asim, the last man alive from LAG, trying to keep this door open, trying to allow his team to get through into this one, but it's still at the moment Boston Breach, all firing on all cylinders. One last chance. Hugo's in, but it's no good. Methods with a 3-piece, and that is a shutdown for Boston Breach.
Really, really good map number 1 out of Breach.
Alright, all good, boys. Good try.
All good. We're good, we're good, we're good. Yeah, we're good. Hey, bring her here. We're gonna bounce back in this map.
We're
too.
good.
Yeah, what map?
Berlin.
Berlin,
Tusk.
Yeah, we got this shit.
Breach now in the ascendancy, 1 round away from finding themselves 2-0 up. Needs to be turned around here from LAG. We have seen glimpses, we've seen signs of life in this game. It is doable for them, but they need to start it with an attack.
Oh, here they go already, though. Hugh does manage to find a gap as Capsule opens the door and says, hey, I'm just going to have a quick look out here. What could possibly go wrong? Well, we'll keep an eye on that mini-map, by the way. Nero was in a great position. He could potentially do something, especially with the backup of TJ. LA, though, have slowed this down. They know they don't want to make a mistake. They have the numbers.
Seam doesn't see TJ, and Nero will be getting free information here. Seam, is he going to know he's there? No way, he should have won that gunfight and didn't. TJ will find the kill here as well over towards offense. All of a sudden, it's 2 versus 3.
They're going to try and flick that through the door as well, but TJ's going to be there as well, and it's not be good for Spart. It's all now on to Hugh. He's got to get a 1 versus 3. 1 versus 2 now, and down he goes, and Boston Breach will take the search and destroy. They move up in this series 2-0. And they're still looking every bit as practiced, every bit as good as we've seen them in the qualifiers. And now they could potentially be moving forward with just 1 more map. Boston lead 2-0, but it's not over yet. And we've got to wait till the Vat Lady starts singing, because anything could happen in this control, including something we got told during the break time.
Yeah, we'll maybe allude to it if we get into the game. We do see it. We've been given a couple of insider information. We know a couple of things that may well happen here for the side of LAG. Maybe something different is going to be brought out. We'll talk about it if it happens. If it doesn't, then we met. Oh, well, there you go. I mean, this is going to tell you. Hey, thanks, production. I was trying to tease them, if anything, but nonetheless, here we are. Apparently, a different AR coming out, the Volk on this side of things. Not something I've even personally used in the game, full stop. I ain't going to put it out there. I've not used it myself. It's very much auto MP40 all the way through. So the Volk going to come out by the sounds of things from LAG.
Whether or not that plays out into this one, I am looking forward to see, because let's face it, we all love a good meta change, and who knows, it could be the difference. It could be the start of a brand new era in Call of Duty League. Spart opens it up, though, and now they're going to try and get it, and he guns him off it. And this is a terrifying weapon to see, because Spart is not missing. He is destroying Boston Breach 1 Volt shot at a time.
Oh, God have mercy on my SR when I get home. This is not looking good for everybody who does obviously play competitive online. That's going to be rocking up very, very quickly, you would imagine. It seems to pack a hell of a punch. And really, we haven't seen much of a meta change, full stop at all. It's very much been MP40 and AR coming from the auto side of things, but now Spart with the Volkstrom Goer. There you go, that's the second one as well. This thing just packs such a punch, my goodness me, 16 and 6.
Oh my goodness.
Whenever I first started using the Volk, it was because my teammate Assault told me, he was one of the few people that used it, him and this guy Fishity, but he gave me his class, and he was like, yo, you should use this gun because on Bocage and Tuscan, I feel like it'd be a good flex gun. And he was the main AR, so he was like, I feel like you should use it. It fits your playstyle more. So he gave me his class, and then I went to a free-for-all with it, shot some bots, and I was like, I feel like there has to be some attachments that I could maybe change to make it just a little bit better. So I did some messing around with it, and free-for-all found a few attachments that I changed. Started using it in challengers for 2, maybe 3 weeks. Was playing pretty well with it. Whenever I joined the LAG team to fill in, I told them, I was like, yo, on these 2 maps, I like to run the Volk. I don't know if y'all have ever seen it. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but like that's just what I like to do. I feel comfortable with it. That's like literally what I've been doing for like 2 to 3 weeks now. And they're all like, if that's what you want to do, then just use it. Like if you feel confident with it, go ahead. Like we don't care. Like just do your thing.
Try and make a big punch. He does get it as well. The Vault doing more and more work.
That might be it. That might be it. They're stacking. They're stacking.
They've got several players on it. That second tick is coming up very, very quickly. But Cube, they've managed to get a seam. And Methods gets Uked. And Nero gets Spart. And Slasher tries but goes down. And that may be the crushing defeat on this round for LAG. Just when they thought they had it.
Going to the control, we played it pretty close. I feel like if there was any map that like we beat ourselves on, it's probably that one. I feel like we probably should have won the control, but we let it get away from us in the end. So it was it was a tough match for sure. It was disappointing. I feel like we felt pretty good going to that match, and then it didn't like play out exactly the way we were expecting it to. But no one let it like get them down or anything like that. Like we just went back and like practiced a little bit more and tried to get as ready as we could for the losers run, because we still felt like we were capable of stringing together like a couple matches and at least getting some points out of the weekend. So that was kind of just like the main goal going forward, just taking it one match at a time and trying to pick up what points we could.
What I always say is that confidence comes with preparation, and we had zero preparation. I mean, we had some preparation, but a day's worth of preparation is different when Boston Breach are like 2 full stages in and they already know what they like and what their team is and stuff like that. So like, I mean, there's nothing, life's not fair. I knew it wasn't fair, but we just had to step up, and we unfortunately didn't. And then at that point, once we lost, I think our whole mindset was to just try to make a run, but more importantly, try to get as much CDL points as we can. So that was just kind of our mindset going into losers.
I want to bring you down to bring you up. That's the biggest thing. Sorry. Man, looked at you like you were having fun though. Like I said, it's just about like.
That's so much
I truly
faith, bro.
believe like first match, third match,
We're
like.
still in it, but it's like we just got to.
That's so much faith.
It's really like it's never a
You should
one-person
still have
thing.
faith, though, that's the thing.
Yeah.
We lost because we played situations dog shit as a team. Like it's not we didn't lose because of one play or like one scenario or anything like that. We trolled the hard point. We trolled the control. Like, there's rounds in the S&D that we just didn't even give ourselves a chance.
I know. S&D, like,
it's not a
we went down 1-4, and then we finally started like.
No, that's
so
our biggest problem as a team
annoying.
though. You just go down too much.
We went down, yeah, like, oh my god, bro. The S&D fucking stupid, bro. They didn't go B once, bro. Like off the rip. Like they went late that one time. Like, oh my god, they're playing so pussy, bro. And that guy Zin really played back like that little fence spot back A like every time. And then the one time he doesn't do it, he just chows the bomb and kills me. Oh, that shit pissed me off. I literally, like, I was thinking in my head, like, he's literally played there 2-3 rounds in a row. He's not gonna go to the bomb. Went there, shredded me. I was like, fuck. I wasn't strafing or anything. I was just sitting there, just watching the cross like a bot. When? Oh yeah, that was the bro. I felt so nice, bro.
So what do you guys want to do with S&D?
I'm not a fan.
I just want to make sure we're all on the same page for the hard points first. Like I don't want anyone to feel like weird doing your match.
Down to play Bokage.
I'm down to play Bokage all the time.
We don't give.
Are you actually good with that?
I mean, yeah, I'm good with any map. I think I'm better at non-Bokage maps.
Yeah.
But like, I will be fine playing Bokage.
I think we'll be fine with Bokage. I mean, we just have to do it in the situation.
And I'll never be like, damn, we lost because we played this map.
I'll never be like that.
I think Bokage Tuscan is definitely what we'll do.
Were there maps in search? Their map records?
I thought we should just ban Siege, bro.
3 in Berlin, 1 and 2 on Bokage, 3 and 1 on Desert, 4 and 3 on Tuscan.
We gotta be a Desert.
Desert's definitely their best.
I've seen
map.
them win that Desert.
Yeah, they like smoke people hard on it.
I've seen them win it a lot.
They probably would beat a Bokage.
You think they would
Yeah,
get
they
Bokage?
will. I think so.
Okay.
They're pretty
Gav,
fast. Tuscan,
Desert, Gav.
Gav, Desert. Then we bang Gav Control.
Yeah. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think it's just another like
Cool.
scratchy series.
I mean, it's not even bad because their team's not that fast, so.
No.
We have to talk about Tusk. We can do it tomorrow, but we got to talk about like Tuscan Search for replaying it again. Because they can pick it second map too. So.
Okay.
Yeah, we should just talk over some basic shit.
I'm gonna head downstairs and dip with my mom.
Yeah, you're good. Good shit
See you
today.
tomorrow.
Let's do our thing tomorrow.
Yeah. We have 2 matches tomorrow, so. And we get guaranteed top 8 if we win both? Or top 6?
No, if you win both, you're top 6.
Okay.
See you, bro. Talk to him. Later, bro. I'll be at the venue like 12:30.
Like 7 o'clock. I knew like going up against Toronto, like the Boston loss sucked obviously, but like they've been playing really well, whereas Toronto's kind of been struggling, especially in like hardpoint, and like a pickup team should in a sense be their best mode should be hardpoint. So it's like, okay, like we might struggle in S&D against these guys because we don't know what to do on all the maps yet, but like we can easily take games 1 and 4 and then maybe sneak out one other map, maybe in S&D or the control. So I was feeling pretty confident, but you never know with Toronto. Like they're a really good team, especially last year. Like they're the second best team in the whole year, always giving FaZe a run for their money, and probably had the best teamwork of last year. So it was going to be a tough match, but I had confidence that if we won game 1, we'd probably have a chance to win.
I just remember waking up the next morning with a fire. You know, I texted the group chat like, it's time to make this run. And I was about it when I said that. Because I was, after, I don't know, you know, after that loss, I was feeling real fired up. I mean, at that point, I was all in, so.
Here we go, COD fans! It's time to get the show on the road. Tuscan Hardpoint, map number 1. In we go. Toronto holds strong, Hardpoint still in hand. The team on the close push finds one. Decent coverage from behind, and oh my! It's a break! LAG with a hill. Could have been a pull-away moment there from LAG, turned into a real battle there with Ultra getting involved. Slasher though with a 3 spree now.
We talk about all these rotational gunfights, massive ones coming on the flip side of things. Spart wins the first, but he's got pressure on him, delivers and picks up 2, but now the question is, can he read this flank? The room spawns come through, turns in the nick of time to get number 4 in a row. The new kid on the block making the big play.
30 seconds remaining on this point. This is a single second game now for LAG. All you have to do is dip a toe into the point, friends, and you win it. 25 now. Ultra will not be able to get the win.
And look, they're talking about potentially for this rotation, but they can always make that like last moment push because they only need a second. So you get options, but right now Toronto trying to juggle too many things.
Here comes the fight though. Still bottom church side. That's where the battle's going down now. You have to still hold the line if you're Ultra and win the rotation gunfights. And right now, we're spinning plates and they're managing to get it done. Here comes the final hit though. Over towards the next hard point in a few seconds. You've got to clean those players out. Go, Ultra, fly, get on the point if you can. Fly into it. No, it was a worthy attempt.
Good one. Good fucking map, baby. Good map.
That's just Tuscan, bro. That's just Tuscan. You can't.
No, we're doing great. We're fucking doing great. Good fucking map. Good fucking map. Next map, baby. The run. Let's go. Fucking go.
Yo, Kyler, good call on that, bro. Let's go. That's leadership Kyler right there. Fucking walking radar, you fucking beast.
I'm on fucking radar today, bro. Let's go. Let's fucking get it. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, so I mean, overall the match went kind of how I expected if we were gonna win. Toronto's like one of the better S&D teams, but they've been struggling to respawn. So like I said, if we took the game 1, we'd have a good chance to win, and we did that. Even in S&D too, like we showed a lot of promise. We should have honestly won the S&D probably. We let a couple rounds slip. So that was a good sign as well, just for moving forward. And then we were able to, you know, close it out in the control and hardpoint pretty comfortably. So I was feeling good, obviously, about the win. It felt good to just get a win at a major tournament under our belt. And then also, like I said, it was about getting points. So that added points to our resume or whatever you want to call it. And so it's just about, you know, keeping it moving, trying to get another win.
3 total kills right now for Ultra. They just bumped themselves up by 25% because they got their 4th, but I mean, you're already down by 60 points. You did not win that rotation over towards P2, and Insight, he should get traded. You're in there, you're sprinting into death. Asim, I mean, this is just easy for him. Feed him the next one. Couldn't hold it to save their lives, and honestly, the angles of attack from LAG, they are flying from everywhere. Asim still towards the top, so Ultra, not easy to stay alive in the point, not if you're sliding in front of him like that. Hello for number 2. I mean, technically Asim is slowed down, but still leading the lobby. Getting hype off that one. screaming him, letting him know.
Unbelievable 5 now from Asim as he just keeps on going. Oh, the play's still going though. You've got an opportunity to make your way through. Banks may have seen it. Saw Hoop for a second, but Hoop taking care of him. Nades down from Hoop. Massive play 3 for Hoop. Unbelievable from him. Asim slashing out forward. They go, Hoop just killed everyone! A full 4 for Hoop. 20 seconds remaining here on point. And Insight can't get it done through the front. That's now 5 in a row. Shots are in, nades are all good. Spart's gonna get 1. Hey, then we go Insight brought down. Now pressure back onto the point. You've got LAG in the hard point for now. Ultra still trying to battle their way forward while maintaining that P1 spawns. But this is it, boys. You've got to go now. Now it's starting to get a bit dicey. The final few moments. Is anyone there? No! LAG! To a rapturous applause here in Minnesota. They stay alive in a massive, massive victory there on Berlin. And for Toronto Ultra, it is truly commiserations. Hardpoint has not been their game mode all season long and continues to be a tremendous thorn in their side.
I mean, truly chalk might be a better way to phrase it. Ultra offered them nothing. Asim consistently putting them on skates. Multiple highlight reel plays from him on the single map. I mean, the opening break to perfection, and even with the sub of Spart coming in, and I tell you, man, he looked good with the squad. They found that series win, and maybe get a little wind in their sails with a little bit of hype, because again, Asim, I mean, what, starts off the map, what, 8?
After we beat Toronto, that was my first ever win in the CDL, so that was just like the biggest confidence boost like in Mankind history. Like, I honestly felt like that was like what I needed in my life. Like, once we won that, like it felt like something just lifted off my shoulders, basically. And going into the London match, it just gave me like the utmost confidence that we were gonna win that too, because we just won before. So
neither one of these teams is trying to play for that time. Neither one of them. They're trying to focus on these spawns. London do not want to flip.
Trying to think about the long game, and obviously makes the most sense for London. But the positive thing for LAG, seconds you walk away with only get you ever closer to that 250-second mark, but a great trade overall favoring the side of the Ravens. A 4-for-2 exchange, as now they lock down the time, and now they can sit somewhat pretty with those spawns just behind them.
I want to talk about a play that Slasher makes at the end of Game 1 against the London Royal Ravens that pretty much wins us the game and is sort of a play that wouldn't be represented on the score sheet per se. So the moment that the play starts is around the time when Afro dies on P5. The score is 201 to 215. At this point, we're up by 14 points, but clearly London has spawns for P1. So P1 is going to be really important. Whoever comes out of that hill with the lead has the chance to win the game on P2. And so this is a really pivotal moment in the game. So despite being up, there's a lot of potential for London to take the lead on the next hill. So on P1, a team that's rotated, so holding the beginning of P1, scores an average of 32 points, and the breaking team scores an average of 17. So P5 ends up finishing 204 to 219, with London having rotations for P1. So because the average P1 rotating team scores 32 points, while the breaking team only scores 17, from 204 to 219, that would finish with an average score of 236 to 236 if London does what is average of a team that is rotated to P1 on Berlin Hardpoint does. So that gives us only a 50% chance to win without the context of who's rotated to the next hill. So we're staring down the barrel of going back to a 50% chance to win if we can't make a play on this P1. So at about 190 to 215 with 24 seconds left on P5, we're still completely trapped back in our spawn and we don't have rotations for P1. Now we find Austin at this 201 to 215 mark. He is making a play all the way around docks to the right and trying to flip the spawn. So from a statistics perspective, Austin's having a pretty quiet game, 17 and 18. Hasn't really gotten that many kills, but this one play completely changes the tide of the game. So at 204 to 219, right after the hill flips to P1, Nasty spawns out because of Austin's flank. At this point, we see Afro's waiting for Austin in the back because he knows that someone must be there if his teammate's going to spawn out. So this is the key moment where Austin wins a one-on-one against Afro from the back, securing us spawns, and then we'll see about 3 seconds later, number 7 Chris, Spart spawns right on Austin. And so here Slasher makes a great play that gets us spawns for P1, and then this ends up with us coming out of the P1 up 221 to 246. So we only need 4 points to win the game. So we do end up getting those last 4 points on P2 and going up 1-0 in the series. And going up 1-0 in the series is huge for momentum going into the rest of the series. And if Austin hadn't made a play like that, we might not be in the position that we're in.
The series against London, I feel like, was pretty comfortable. I don't think I was worried at any moment. I think as soon as we got the Game 1 win on Berlin being one of their better maps, I kind of felt like we were going to win the series. Like I said, now we won that match. We were top 6. We were looking pretty good. It was honestly like a sigh of relief because now we got a good amount of points at the event, and then it was just about, okay, let's see how far we can take this.
The outcome, the 3-0 win, was massive for the team. Having a 2-0 day, beating a team that, again, is arguably one of the top teams, strong team, a lot of talent on the London roster. The end of the day, 2-0 versus 2 strong teams after falling winners round 1 to Boston was massive. And I think we were all very, very happy with the result that following day.
I think it was a combination of game plan working, individual plays, and that momentum. I think momentum was the biggest thing. It just felt like the stars were aligning, and it just felt like we were in a rhythm that no one could break us out of.
Playing London the same day that we played Toronto honestly did help because I feel like me and the guys were like our confidence was up, and I feel like we're all really warm because we did play the whole day going into it. So I feel like that really helped us in that series. But I do feel like in that series that we just honestly blew them out of the water.
Things were at that moment, to keep it real, like we're just flowing between one another. So you got to give thanks for that for sure. Everything just started clicking in the right moments, and it was definitely special to be a part of. So yeah.
So I love that. Yeah, great teammates, man. The fans love you. It's an amazing to see.
I'm on there. One guy's already kitchen. I tried stunning.
I'm trying to hold it back. Wait, you want to hold it back? Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to work up ring.
I hear you. I'm
top
peeking.
green, I think. Top green. I'm hoping you're ring.
I'm peeking top ring.
I'm in the right corner.
Short. One guy short. He's weak.
Wait, and one guy's top ring.
Second cut, Shotzi, weak, bro.
I got a weird spawn.
Anything?
I got
stun. You might think you'll fold.
Yeah.
Yo, once cold strike like ramp or something. I got nade.
One shot, Chris.
I'll backside time dashing.
Backside time.
I'm stuck. I can't go anywhere.
Cold strike into that.
I hit one with an 8 dark. I got one dark.
Trying to hop that.
Nice. Go. Push one. I got time. Go.
He's cliff set.
One's bottom cliff, one top cliff. There's 3 around belt or cliff area.
Out of all the days, the Seattle day was the most challenging. Absolutely. Because it was Saturday after we won 2 matches and we had to wait, probably like 24 hours till the next one. And we wake up, of course, everyone was wanting to play, and you're kind of just sitting around. So for me, it was just really, really, really not getting distracted and staying focused on what's important until that match. But it definitely was the most challenging day.
We were hoping it wouldn't be as bad as it turned out, but we kind of knew that it had potential to be one of our toughest days, just because we were the very last match, and then it was kind of worst case scenario where almost every match that day went the full distance. So we got there. If I remember correctly, we got there at 1 or 2, and then we didn't play till 8 or 9. So we were just sitting there for a really long time, and it's that's one thing. But we also weren't able to get a whole lot of practice during the time. A lot of it was just sitting there watching the matches. We were able to play 2 teams and a couple maps each. So in 6 or so hours, we only played maybe 4 or 5 maps total. And the rest of it was just sitting there waiting, seeing who we were gonna play, and then going up pretty cold going to that match. So any day where you have that schedule, we were talking about it, even leading up to the match, it's this is going to be the hard one to get through. If we get through this, we can keep this run going. This is going to be our toughest test, essentially.
Yeah.
Casher, something like this run was insane, bro.
Well, if if they're in the, I feel like it has to be around 11 at this point. Dude. Wait a second.
That sounded disappointing.
Right, like, damn, someone just did something.
Phase win. That's a phase win.
A phase clap.
That's a phase clap.
How far ahead are they?
They're like, they're 45, 40 seconds, 30 seconds.
Yeah, they are.
No, it's like 30 seconds. Oh, MC just walked in front of him.
What's the warning?
Oh my god, Rondo.
Oh, nice one, Alex.
Holy shit.
Yo, we're gonna get spoiled, bro. It's already spoiled, I'm telling you. In 10 seconds, somebody.
Yeah, close your ears, bro.
Wait, nobody talk. I got my headset on. I can't hear that shit. I'm gonna get live reaction.
I can't hear
you. You'll hear it, bro.
Lamar is so fucking nice.
Yeah. I can't look at the chat either.
High five last
The chat is not. Huh?
Wait,
No, it's ahead of whatever I'm
no
on.
matter what? There you go. Crowd's gonna get hyped no matter what.
No, but we'll know the difference. We'll know the difference. Just in case.
If FaZe wins, it's gonna be.
We do this immediately in that.
That's not like a FaZe.
It's not like a phase blood. Seattle even it up. Phase got blood, Seattle evens it up. That's a phase kill. Oh no.
Alright, so 2v3, 2v3. Oh, no way they win.
Wait, they dropped it?
I don't know why you play like that.
I think phase wins. What the hell? Phase blood, you can even up right here.
There's no way. This is a no way.
There's no way they get retaken, right?
Yeah,
Actually, the Iceman is still alive.
yeah, it's winnable. It's fucking winnable.
Phase one. No one erupted and the music's on.
Wait, yo, did you guys see that? Yo,
Oh, wow.
Oh, they won.
Bro, this was actually mad.
Damn,
smart.
that got fucking close, man.
Come look at this.
And in there were 5. We have Atlanta FaZe, Boston Breach, the Florida Mutineers, the Seattle Surge, and now the Los Angeles Guerrillas. And ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves one hell of an event. Steady, you're gonna be off the desk for the next segment, but for Seattle Surge and the Los Angeles Guerrillas, what are your thoughts about that matchup? I won't be able to ask you.
Obviously, Seattle, they're coming off of that tough loss versus
It's all
Atlanta
a coin
FaZe,
flip.
but they're losing their flu game. Michael Jordan and Mac, he's going to be subbed out. Classic is coming in. So this is sub on subs. Classic versus Spart. This is going to be an all-out battle,
And
man.
Spart's been popping off lately, too, so we're going to see what the subs are going to do in this matchup. But ladies and gentlemen, it has been one hell of a day so far, and a long one, of course, right? But coming up next, we have our last series. It's going to be the Los Angeles Guerrillas versus the Seattle Surge. The battle of the subs and waves. We're going on a break. We'll catch you on the other side. Close out day 3. We'll see you soon.
We ended up playing Seattle last match of the day, and obviously there was a lot of tough circumstances for them going to that match. Like Mac had the issue where he got like sick in their previous match, like in the middle of it, and so they ended up bringing in Classic. So it now is like kind of like we're trying to do our best to prepare for them leading up to the match. And then it's like, oh, we'll throw that all out the window because now they're playing with the sub as well.
Going into the match, like we had a veto plan for playing with Mac, and I'm pretty sure we altered it when we found out they were playing with Nick. But I mean, going to the match, I just kind of felt bad for them. Like they were put in a similar situation as us. I feel like they were playing really well. They lost round 11 to FaZe. Easily could have beat them. They were looking like a really good team, and obviously like, I have good friends over there. So I just kind of felt bad for them, felt bad for Mac, and was hoping he was feeling better. But you know, at the end of the day, we got to go into the match and play our game. They're playing with the fill-in, we're playing with fill-in. Let's just do what we need to do to beat them.
Like going into the series, like the guys are like wondering about vetoes and stuff like that, and like obviously a team with Nick, so like I should have an understanding of like what he does or like what he likes to play and stuff like that. But honestly, like Nick is Nick, so I honestly had no idea what he was gonna do. Like I don't know like if he was gonna bring out the Volk versus me, if he was gonna keep out his sub. I didn't know if he was like gonna tell their guys to ban the maps that I like. I didn't know if I should tell the like. It was honestly just a really weird situation. I feel like everybody on both teams just like literally just went with the flow and just did what like. Yeah, I don't know. That was honestly, I had no idea. I honestly had no idea of what to expect.
And here we go, 20 points for the win. It could all end here on Church.
Someone's got to turn up. Asim trying to bully his way through the front. He could be a superstar at times, and he gets teammated again. He's He's got teammates around, but the wipe is in as Pred picks up 2, and that is the story of this game in Seattle. 10 seconds from the dub.
Oh, Pred's gonna read it, pushes the front out, tries to find a few more, time ticking. Seattle Surge, one last hit from LAG, and oh, Sib guns him down. Map number 1 comes to a swift close. The Seattle Surge taking the task on Tuscan.
All good. All good, all good.
All good.
Start up, so.
Boys, we're bringing the fucking fire here. We gotta turn it the fuck up. I know. Comms are dead right now. We need to bring more energy.
Yeah, we're chilling.
Hey, we just need to take our time and get our kills, bro.
Nah, I'm gonna step it up right here.
No, we're chilling, bros.
Yep. Step it up right here.
All good.
We've been trying to stay alive, and this is for the ace. Bang!
The most nerve-wracking thing. You get the kill. Okay, they got him. They got him. No time to set it up, but
LAG are roaming the map together. Classic's about to get monkeyed. Wait a minute, that's a lot of damage. There we go. Here they come.
So yeah, actually, LAG played aggressive. I was gonna say maybe he could catch him sprinting. LAG even in a 3v1. 1 versus 3 for Classic. Again, he gets caught. LAG bounce back in the search and destroy. The battle of the substitute players continues.
This saga may well and truly go late into the night.
Game 1, I feel like they handled us pretty good. Like, Nick came in, they're a good hardpoint team anyways, but Nick also has historically been a better respawn player, and he came in and played well. And they were able to beat us in the hardpoints pretty convincingly, I feel like, except for, actually game 4 was close. But we won the search. We were the better fill-in search team. Like I said, people with a fill-in are going to struggle in search, and we already got some reps. They had not, so we had kind of had the advantage in that. And then I think the decider of the series was the control, where we won a round 5 offense or something. Like, it was a really close. Oh, we were down 2-0 actually in the control on Gava 2. That should be a loss every day of the week, but we were able to clutch up and pull something basically. Like, I don't know how. I'd have to watch that game back, which I haven't yet.
Sim trying to stay alive here. He's got to find a sweet spot. Hopefully catch a player out. Clock is ticking. Oh my word, big kills, 20 seconds remaining. Oh my god.
2v7, and LAG spawning so far away, they can do this.
Slowly but surely now the approach. The remaining 2 members of Seattle Surge, absolute heroes. Hook trying to throw his life into the mix. Less than 10 seconds to play with now on the clock. Who gets brought down? They're still going. Accuracy drops. It's all on a Sim. They've gone on the point. Sim staying alive. Shots are there. There are 5 members of LAG, but if you kill the one on point, it may all be over now. And it's a seam. The final bullet comes through, the reverse sweep and control. And that was one of the wilder Gavutu controls we will see this year.
The London and Seattle match back to back, like we played like the 2 craziest Gavutus, like probably like of the season realistically. So the Seattle match was really, it just came down to our S&D was really good, and we like super clutched up on the control. Our hardpoint wasn't really there versus them.
Classic was doing really, really good in the hardpoints for them, and I think that was a huge success as to how they won those hardpoints. We were getting outslayed by a lot, so that was a problem. But ultimately, Search was our saving grace, and I was really glad to see that even though we were playing really bad in the hardpoints, that we came out and clutched up in the Search.
1 more round. And a team that has been playing with a substitute player this entire tournament can get to top 4, but you better make sure you close it out. First blood moment, Classic, aggressive, but he gets caught.
Oh, the trades are there. 3v3. Oh, it's pandemonium. Spart managed to find at least 1 out of all of that. And now it's a 3v2. Seattle Surge starting to bleed out. Here we go. Accuracy, the last man in. This is match point. Accuracy to keep his team in it. Can he truly live up to the great moniker of Iceman here and save Seattle Surge?
And they're not planning the bomb, so he might actually have an opportunity. Granted, they're wrapping out, and he doesn't have the intel, but Every moment that goes by, maybe a smaller window, but there's the plant, a difficult one to retake.
LAG certainly looking to close it here. Slasher's there, the gunfight is on, and here it comes. And the most unbelievable hail of gunfire from LAG. Looking to see that Sunday, baby. Here it comes. Accuracy, forward, slowly but surely. And it may be Slasher with the shots in. There's not a hope in hell for the man to dive on it. There are eyes everywhere. If he can, make something of this indeed. Legendary performance it would be, but that is that. The Los Angeles Guerrillas have done it. They have survived what was a brilliant showing from both them and Seattle Surge. Difficult circumstances for both teams, the substitute players, the superstars, to step up when they were so sorely needed for their teams, and they put on the best show they possibly could. LAG will make it to tomorrow. Seattle Surge, it is true commiserations. This is not how their tournament was meant to go.
We're feeling really good after this Seattle win. Like, we're top 4 now. We exceeded expectations by a lot, got enough points. We're super, like, we're just chilling now. Now we're just playing to keep going, like, to see how far we can make this run. And yeah, it felt good for me to be back on a championship Sunday on LAN. I hadn't been on one since pre-COVID, because there's only been like 3 or 4 LANs since COVID hit. So it was like a good feeling for me. Like, I'm actually playing in like the big important matches again. Like, that's what I compete for, is to play in those. So I've been missing that feeling for years, and then I finally was going to get it again.
Spart. You're a sick fuck. That gun is fucking deep. Dude, I pulled it out. I said, fuck this, dude.
Oh, bro, Spart. I'm definitely looking at out nades, bro. That thing's coming out nades, bro. That dude, brocade, touching in that leg gun's perfect. It's good, bro. It does everything.
Now on LAN, it feels like it kills me faster.
Bro, it kills one headshot.
No, I know. It just says that you just send them to hell when you hit a headshot.
Bro, one headshot and flip.
That shit's crazy, bro.
I'll see you on top.
Alright, bro.
On top of it, are we seeing so many upsets so far?
After we nuzzled Seattle, I was honestly really excited, for Championship Sunday, because even in Challengers, like, Sundays, like, that's the day that, like, I know for a fact, like, I'm gonna be like the best that I can be that day. And I know my teammates, after watching them for so long, that they also feel the same way. Like, whenever they get to like that moment where like it's like anybody could win this tournament, it's like today's the day. I was really excited.
I think it was a really unreal feeling. I think that was Spart's first Championship Sunday. I've been playing for 2.5 years, and I think that was like my 5th time. So I've been really close many times, but I was never able to do it. And Austin and Kyler they're just Sunday players. They said it before the match too, that they thrive on Sundays, and I mean, it showed. I think we were all just super geared and ready to go and ready to play the next day. I said it to my team before that I think Florida is the 3rd scariest team when it comes to playing against. I think we played them like 3 or 4 times now, and like I think we're like 1-3 against them. Going to the match, we knew that they were hot against OpTic, and they were just gonna come out with that same energy, and we were just gonna have to try to match it, or at least like beat them at their own pace. All I remember really of that match was the map 5. I think the map 1 was brutal. They beat us like 250 to like 100 or something. It wasn't close.
We kind of got smoked in it, to be honest. Looking like a pickup team in a sense. I played really poorly, but also just as a team, we were not rotating properly. We were not playing well at all. They just beat us bad. That's all I really say about that. But then we bounced back in the search big time, winning comfortably again, 6-3. At this point, we were feeling really good in search. Like, this is the point where I feel like we now knew, like, okay, we're actually really good at search. Like, you have some confidence going into like all the maps, really. And then the control was a close one. They ended up inching it out versus us. I think they got defense round 5, and they're a pretty good control team. They also had the veto advantage, so that was a tough one. But the map 4 was kind of really close. I think it came down to like an end rotation or something like that, and they're also good at that map. Florida's just a tough team to play against, to be honest. Like, they just have a weird play style, not like many other teams. But being able to push it to a game 5 and win that Berlin hardpoint. Like, I feel like at that point, when you're in a game 5, it doesn't matter. Like, anyone can win. So, like, we're really confident in S&D. Like I said before, like, we'd won 4 in a row, 5 in a row at this point, and pretty much comfortably won them all. So, like, I felt like we had a good chance to take it.
LAG need to try to do something. As they're going to just roam around towards bottom palace. Who trying to get any information? The door's going to get cracked. 45 seconds left.
And you're just going to have to make a high-risk play at this moment. I mean, being in a 4v2, you got the bomb, you got to make a play. And that's just the risk you have to take. High risk, high reward. Who gets dealt with? And now, once more, it is up to Spart. Killless so far in this game 5. We'll see if he can at least get one. Not going to happen.
Right there, Florida, they just do a great job of just taking what LAG are giving them. Patty picks up a kill, so he has that glide bomb to work with.
All right, so Game 5 versus the Florida Mutineers on Desert Siege, an extremely close game where there were times during this game where we might not have won. We were actually very much favored not to win. So the game starts out with us going down 1-4. Based on previous work from JP, the odds of a team winning when down 1-4 are a little less than 9%. So we're in a pretty big hole to start out this game. Only 1 in 10 times does a team come back from that much of a deficit. So a big thing that helped us in making the comeback from down 1-4 was the fact that we got first blood in every round after, from round 5 on. And so the first blood win rate this year is around 74%, and so that's obviously a huge advantage. Starting each round with a first blood, getting a approximately 74% chance to win each of the rounds is a huge advantage, but that's still not enough a lot of the time to make up for such a huge deficit. So to put that into context, if I gave you a coin that came up heads 74% of the time, and I said you needed to win 5 times before I won twice, so out of 6 coin tosses, you needed to get at least 5 heads. How often would you win that game? Only about 51% of the time. So just knowing that we get first blood in all of the rounds is not enough on its own. We're still down so much on the scoreboard 1-4 that it's just about as likely as not that we win 5 out of the next 6 rounds, even if we get first blood. Obviously, we start to win a couple more rounds, and in the 3-4 round, we have a chance to tie the game at 4-4, and we do get first blood in the round. And so 3-4 rounds are typically considered the biggest swing rounds in COD, and based on the likelihood to win from each score, we can see that if you get the score to 4-4, that's a 50% chance to win on average. But teams that are down 5-3 only win about 10% of the time, so that's a 40-point swing just in one round in terms of how likely you are to win the game. So in the 3-4 round, we get first blood, and we're still not able to convert, and we lose the round to go down 5-3, giving ourselves about a 10% chance to win the game right there, putting us in a huge hole and making it very unlikely that we're going to be able to come back in this game.
Round 10 we go. LAG on the defensive side. Florida bringing this bomb over towards B. Basically a 2-2 split across the map.
Tacticals, utility. Thrown out from either end. Slasher, no information gained with that one. And so with the push on through, eager for the first blood. A trade in the end. Spart with one, Skies with the other. Brings it now to a 3 versus 3. Pal's control earned right now from Guerrillas. Skies trying to stay alive. Able to do so. And take a look to the top side of your map. It could be 8 versus 2. Awakening versus Spart on one end. While Skies is trying to get the job done over at B. It could be a rotation, but there goes Awakening. Spart comes through with another crucial kill. Man advantage for LAG.
30 seconds, 3v2. We have to try to work this bomb plan. Skies, he's actually gonna creep his way right through the window. He's gonna be able to spot one, but it's a seed. Takes him down now in a 1v3 situation. Patty does find one, but the bomb is gonna be down. If you're LAG, you just need to stay alive. Now in the 1v1.
10 seconds left. Dave, eager to grab the bomb. Can he clutch this one out for the team? Can he clutch it out for the team? He has to plant the bomb. Asim, does he go for the challenge? Asim comes around the corner. LAG stay alive again. Down 5-3 and now force the Game 5 Round 11.
Round 11, here we go.
Here we go. Round 11, LAG versus Florida. Intensity felt across the board as shots exchanged early here in this overtime round.
So going to this 5-5 against Florida, like we knew that Dave Patty played like deep B, and like I seen him deep B off the rip. But once we like during like this moment, whenever Kyler was like pushed up bottom mid, and like Austin and Sim were saying that they threw like nades and like stuns A side, like I knew that like the other team would like probably think that we're trying to work like bottom mid or A. So I like ran back to B, like you see my arrow right here. I ran back to B, and I seen Day Patty like run away from the like the deep part of the mountain. So like right here I'm thinking to myself like either I'm gonna make the play to like win the 5-5 or I'm gonna die like an idiot. Like there's really no in between. And then I just ended up doing it because offense is really bad on this map too, so I just made the play and I ran up the trench and I was just like slow working it kinda. And I seen them right here. I killed Dave, and then Kyler dies to Reese coming up right here. Bottom mid. Yeah, he dies to Reese, and then he calls out like he's going top mid, and then I just get the free kill, and then the last guy skies, and I'm just running around in circles with him, just screaming call outs. My teammates are like, Austin and Sim were like, where's he at, where's he at? And I was just screaming, oh, he's on me, he's on me, he's on me.
As it all comes down to Caesar, it all comes down to Skies, and the new guy on the block comes out clutch again. The savior for the Guerrillas. The slipper still fits. Cinderella is going to that elimination final.
Bro, two more, bro. Two more. You get a revenge on Boston, bro.
So Berlin, Bokic, Tuscan.
Berlin, Bokic, second map?
Yeah.
Where'd you get the apple?
Tuscan.
Where's
Good
Where'd
maps.
you get the apple?
It's outside on the table.
Outside on your right.
We have bad side, Berlin or good
Yeah,
side?
good side Berlin.
These guys are fucking tweaking.
They just didn't want to play Bokic again.
So we just watched FaZe fucking smoking, bro. They just sat there and watched us fucking do that comeback. Like, I'm telling you, we got this shit map by map.
The initial loss to Boston set the tone for what would be that lower bracket final. But I think the victory against Florida, while it was an amazing moment, there was something in the back of all of our minds about like, that's the old school Florida that just loved to find creative ways to throw. So I think credit was still being taken away from the run that LAG was making, that you guys were making. And as cruel as that sounds, like, you know, we're trying to undo 2 years of like a roster not quite working out, and as exciting as it was to like see this run still happen, we were still like, surely this is it. This has to be the end now. And then the rematch against Boston was like, okay, so the LAG you played on the first day is definitely not the same team that you're playing right now. They have gone through the gauntlet. Volk is out in the hands of Spart, and he's taken over social media, and he's taken over the tournament, and now other teams are using the same weapon. And everyone's like, sort of okay with it. No one quite has the same class down. They're not nailing it in the same way. And it's definitely making other teams uncomfortable. And I think Boston went into that matchup very, very confident. They were supremely gassed by social media that day. And when it came to the actual game, it was an absolute nail-biter to get to that grand finals.
Honestly, this is the first time going into a match, like, I just knew for sure we were going to win. After the Florida match, after, like, winning a match like that, especially on a Sunday, like, that's, like, the toughest match of the day. And usually I always say to win a tournament, you have to win not a match you're not supposed to, but win a tough match where maybe some things are not going your way, or, like, you have to clutch up, kind of pull something out of your butt in a sense. So, like, I just knew for whatever reason going to Boston, I was like, with the reps we've had now, with the way we're playing, like we could have beat them the first day, especially in a couple maps at least. But now I feel like we're for sure going to beat them.
They get in. They hold on for now. Just 2 seconds needed for Guerrillas. Another massive skirmish inside as TJ is going big. Slasher up the bat. The pistol purely not enough. As TJ continues to go clutch.
You have to rotate here. Methods is already in fire. This has to be perfect. Asim, he's not going to be able to call that out. They got to go now. If you are Boston, it's going to be towards the bat. Oh, I don't know if anyone's going to get there in time. 3 seconds, that's all dead. And LAG, they were just able to break down through, and now they're going to secure map number 1. Oh, that was fun.
To me, one of the big key things was just coming out and taking the map 1 hard point. Getting that like 1-0 start. Like at this point in time, we were really confident in our search and destroy. So we knew like if we went up 1-0, like we had really good odds, just instantly shift it to a 2-0.
I have a mid-street. Get to the staircase. Get to me. Come here. Yeah. Mid, watch out.
Just
fucking right at it, buddy.
Stay together.
He's getting our fucking shit. Your fucking shit. Your fucking shit, Zin. Let's fucking go. Come on.
Let's fucking go. Come on.
At that moment, I was trying to get in their heads and like try to beat them in mind games, and like that was like my first time trying to do that type of stuff. So I was like really experimenting, but like I said before, they were like not looking at me and they were just too focused on their game. So I was like, hey, if they're not gonna look at me, I'm gonna try to get them to hear me. So I just started screaming at them. I felt like, you know, Zin claims that it didn't get in his head, but I felt like it did. Maybe not him, but his teammates. His teammates were definitely talking about it. Like, I think he mentioned on the flight that his teammates were like really pissed off that I was like yelling at them in the middle of the map after the map 2 in their dugout. So I think the mission was a success. I think I did get in their heads, but it's all the spirit of competition. There's no bad blood towards any of them. Zin is one of my best friends, and to call him fucking shit in front of a bunch of people, it felt good just as a competitive standpoint, but obviously there's no sort of ill will, and he's one of the best players in the CDO right now. So by no means is he shit, but I was trying to get in his head for sure.
There's the plan now. 1v2. Can he be the hero for Boston Breach? He got all the information. All the information. Can he isolate this?
Oh, he thought he was getting shot at. He thought he got spotted.
Oh, no!
Spart was just shooting. I think Spart was just shooting.
I think he was too, and he turns. And that little delay, Slasher gets the angle. And the Cinderella story continues on. Guerrillas, they dominate.
After the first 2 maps, I honestly thought that we're going to 3-0 them. And then they ended up winning 3rd map, the control, and then they ended up winning the 4th map, and then obviously going into the game 5. I don't know if anybody else was thinking about, like, no, we're not about to get reverse swept by these guys. Like, I'm not gonna let this happen. Like, we're winning this search.
One more round for the Guerrillas to be in the major final.
You gotta be kidding me. What a story this is. Slasher now at the 9-4. He was the difference early. I feel like it's been Asim late with his playmaking. And Nero, he just takes a bullet or so, starts to back up, and as they go to push forward.
At least Asim hit the nade though. It's the nade now. It's
true. I didn't even notice that at first. 9-9
right away.
You tickle him, he's down.
Okay, you're gonna have 2v2 very close to the bomb. Spart's with him. On the other side of the map, it's kind of a 1v1. Cap versus who? The 2 players who love to hit the long routes.
Just trying to keep eyes on both. See how it plays out. I think he got spotted. I think he got the information. He did. He got spotted.
Pistol, one more. It's all on Methods. That's it.
He's down. The dream is still alive. The Los Angeles Guerrillas are in a date to a grand final.
What?
Should have shot his body. No, sir. No, sir.
Honestly, it was just huge when it came to the points. Like, moving into the finals, like, we're guaranteed top 2 now. We're guaranteed 50 or 60 CDL points, whatever it is. So like, because we're always looking to the big one, to champs. Like these majors are important too. Like we want to win the majors, but like it was about solidifying ourselves to get a good seed to champs, or to at this point make champs. Like we weren't even in the top. We were in the top 8, but like close. So like it's like a big sigh of relief. Like, oh, thank you. Like now we can just focus on trying to win a tournament here. Like not just the points to make it champs. So I don't know, it's just a great feeling. Like I said, I wanted to play in a big match like that again, being there on a Champs Sunday. Like we had some good matches against Florida and Boston, but now being in the finals against Atlanta FaZe, who people are saying like are the current dynasty of like the CDL. It was the biggest match that I've got to play in the CDL, so I was just excited to experience that again because it's been so long.
This is where I feel like people call me delusional, but literally after we beat London, I literally was telling the team, like even in the team group chat and even at the backstage, I was like, I cannot wait to play FaZe in finals. Like literally cannot wait. I kept on saying that. I kept on telling my girlfriend that, told my mom that, told all my friends that, just texting them like, just wait till I play FaZe in finals. I feel like I might have like manifested it or preached it, but yeah, I honestly felt like after we beat Toronto and London that we were gonna be in that spot on Sunday.
So there was a lot going on in the green room, like with all the talent during all of this, and it all kind of culminated with the rematch with Breach. Now, I don't think any of us looked at the same way as we did when they got 3-0'd. They just made this run through losers. They were a different team. Like, they grew before our eyes. Like, you watched it happen, and they improved so much. No one thought this was going to be like a 3-0 again. But why it was interesting is, I think it was Veli, mini series ago. Like, I think it was maybe after they beat, it was after Surge or Ravens, where Veli, you know, he's kind of new to Call of Duty. He just sort of asked, like, has Spart done enough to take the starting spot? And we were all just like, no, you're blasted. Like, it's Gunless. Like, Gunless is coming back in. There is no shot. Spart has played great, but there is no fucking shot in the world that Gunless is not back on this team. And I was talking about that specific moment in time. During this match and after, that all shifted. It suddenly went from when is Gunless back to Spart is on this team. They made it further than we thought. They won a lot of matches we didn't think they would, and something with this roster, they clicked. I don't know if they just needed a young player to come in and rejuvenize Slasher, who's 68 years old. But it worked.
Wait, so what's the bathroom situation, bro? Nah, because I'm trying to drink, like, Sim told me to drink more water, so, like, my bladder is size right now.
Probably be a break after that.
Like, every 2 maps?
I don't know about every 2. It'll probably be, like, after 2, after 5. After 2, after 5, after 7. I mean, you did ask for it.
Whoa, cameras are on!
Hey guys, so real quick, here's the stage. So we're walking out. There's new marks up there. There's huge silver numbers. So 1 is going to be Slasher, 2 is going to be a Sim, 3 Spart, 4 2.
So I'm on the left side?
Yeah, far left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it?
First or second?
It's
you're walking out first or second?
First is Slasher.
No,
you guys second.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm gonna run over here, so I'll be with you guys. I'll send you out. It's about a 15-second buffer in between each player walking out.
Okay.
Sound good?
You guys got your numbers?
I'm on
Number 1. Second from the left.
Chris, Austin. Play around the hill, like keep like the staircase and stuff. We don't have to just like play in the hill.
No, I died in the hill for free somewhere.
One thing, if we get a clean wave, obviously we need to push up, but do not push up and just fucking throw your life. Push up and be a ratty fucking kill. Make them work for it. If we get 4 dead, make them fucking work for it.
Make sure if you're 4th person on spawn, just hold the pitch like for everyone. Trust each other, like the first 3 guys, when they die, rotate it like a flow. You gotta make sure everyone's looking good.
We gotta go get search and like that shit. If we win them out with this hard point, we're going to.
Slasher has to try to get it done on his own, and he can't. Here comes the time once again. Big wins out of Hook now. Top ringside, trying to apply the pressure, trying to get forward. But there's no one to be found. Celium jumps out of nowhere, cleans up two. The members of LAG now scrambling to get closer to the point. 5 seconds for the win here in game number 1, and it is looked to be all phase, all day. They start the series off with a bang. And it was a wonderfully decisive opener chance. Gavutu barely lasted a minute.
Alright, next map.
Boys,
That's
that's all
just
I
like,
That's all
No, I got fucking shit on.
No, it's okay. It's all audible.
It doesn't even matter.
It literally doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter.
Just remember, every moment has led to here, bro. Every moment has led to here. We're good. This is all that matters. Yeah, I know.
That's just our worst map. There's nothing we can do about that.
And on top of that,
Win
my
that map if we
shit,
can't hit an aid.
yeah, my shit keeps echoing. Good lordy. So Chris,
Yeah.
trust yourself.
I know.
Trust yourself.
I honestly
you already know.
This one.
You good.
We're good.
Fuck that first map. It's all good. S&Ds are going to be our fucking bread and butter this series right here.
Let's go.
Just got to bounce back, even it up.
Just win this map right here.
100%.
Win this map. We'll get a respawn eventually. We just need to win this one. Let's go.
1v2, out he goes, flying into the fight! Oh my word! The phase on the inside of the LA Guerrillas now approach. Spart, big shot. Spart over the top right of the site now, and here comes one. All the shots on the Slasher, but he doesn't finish his shots. He doesn't finish the kills. Two members now of LAG. Will they fly into the fight? Here we go. They've done it. They've slayed them out. They've kept their cool, and they've leveled up the series.
They're way worse together. Yeah, we have offensive structure.
They literally play so basic in control too. They're not good at control. They've been asked for so long.
This is our fucking window to take lead right here. That was a great fucking map. Good job. Let's go, dude. We're actually the better fucking S&D team right now. We just gotta steal some of these respawns.
Yeah,
that's all it comes down to. We can fucking close out S&D for a second. Get Berlin at S&D next.
If we just
and
get
they're
a
fucking
respawn,
dog out. Bro, they're gonna break.
I think if there's any opportunity to get a respawn, it's literally in these controls, bro.
They're gonna break, bro.
Yes.
And if we get 2, it's over.
After we won the S&D, it's tied to 1-1. I was like saying like we just need to find a way to take a respawn against these guys. Like that's where they're gonna beat us is all the respawns more than likely. I feel like in S&D they're actually not gonna be able to touch us. And so game 3 was the Gava 2 control, which was a map they're good at, but like not the best at. So like I knew this was gonna be our opportunity to steal something, and it was, you know, your standard Gava 2 control. People were winning defense, but we played better in the offenses. I'm pretty sure we had a defense too where we fully trapped them and didn't let them get a tick, or like they only got 1 tick or something like that. So we're able to secure the round 5 defense, and once you have defense round 5, you're like 90% chance to win the map pretty much, or something like that, something crazy. So once we were able to steal that, I was like, okay, like I knew it was possible to win, but now it was like we're actually winning. Like it's our series to lose now. Like we have them on the ropes, and you could just tell too by the way they were playing. Like I just feel like we were overly confident. We were sticking to our plan, playing so well together, and they were not the Atlanta phase that we're used to seeing in a sense. I don't know if it's this game or if they were just better at Cold War or what it was, but we had them on the ropes.
Let's get up.
Let's fucking go, man!
Let's go, Sim.
Good fucking shit, Sim! Good fucking shit! Good fucking go! Oh my god! Good fucking shit!
I don't know, that map was honestly a mystery to me because I did not play to my expectations and we ended up winning. And I feel like that was a really big turning point in the series because we were not strong on gap control, and FaZe was really hot in all their respawns. So I feel like even FaZe, like they were kind of shook after that we won that map. And then going into the Tuscan Hardpoint, after we won the gap control, I didn't play good. I was like, okay, this is my map. Like I'm gonna play good on this map. And I ended up getting streaks, kind of slow down. Austin got a really big 2-piece to break the last LP1, or else who knows what could have happened if he didn't do that. They had a full setup on P1, going like a really close game.
Third set of hard points up, and definitely the final. It is 6 seconds for the victory here for LAG, and Hoop trying to get it going. Cell, though, and he and Atlanta FaZe on point, locking this down. They need to soak this time up, friends. It's going to be a big one.
And they're trying to go through mid, but they are getting cut across along the way. We might be witnessing a breakdown. Atlanta can win it on this hill.
We call them gods for a reason, and that is because they're unbelievable at the game. And here we go, hold the time. 25 for the win now for LAG. A deep breath. Namaste, baby, as we fly to the point. Slasher's getting it done. We're on it. Oh my God. They've got it, done it. They've done the impossible. They've stolen the Tuscan. LAG! If you weren't a believer before, you may be now.
I think the way my mindset was first map, we knew we were going to lose. We lost that, right? Second map was a big bounce back. That was to keep us alive. We did that. The third map, we needed to steal a respawn to have a chance. That was like, okay, we stole a respawn. Now we have a chance. And then the fourth map, it was one of the rotations, or actually not a rotation, it was a P3 hill. And I just, for whatever reason, when I got a 3-piece on back P3 from, like, we call it cell spot, like the back square area, like when I got that 3-piece, I just knew for whatever reason from that moment that we were winning. And then when we won that map, we'd won 2 respawns. We did the job that we needed to do to extend the series for Search and Destroy to carry us. And, yeah, I just knew we were going to win when we were up 3-1.
The Tuscan Hardpoint was such a strong map and mode for FaZe. There was no right for LAG to have won that one. The performance and the reaction from the players at the end of that, when they managed to get their victory, and I think we even called it as well. I think I just screamed, "They've done it!" as if they've won the whole tournament. That felt like it then and there, though. To have beaten FaZe on Tuscan, for me, was a really, really big deal. That told me, they can actually do this.
After they went back-to-back respawns, suddenly, with how good you've been in Search, like, this is yours. You're up 2. You have a ton of searches to go. You should win this thing. But yeah, I wasn't a believer until after that hard point. That is what did it for me. It was unbelievable. I was like, oh my God, like FaZe are going to lose this.
They're going the bomb out of spawn for Atlanta FaZe now. Forward they go. Now this round is not only to put the LAG team here on tournament point, it is also to make history. Here in the Search and Destroy records, Asim should spot Sim now the run through mid-map. He's gunned him. It is all down to Arcites.
They have cold-blooded? Oh, have cold-blooded. Could be in bottom, right? Where'd you go, Sim?
Push up,
Okay, Sim's push up. Nice.
Nice.
1v1.
Okay, under water car. Under the water car. He's on a pump.
No freebies.
He's like in a weird spot. I don't know how to explain
No
it.
freebies.
He's still there.
Yeah, no freebie. I hit him with the nade.
He's got the bomb. He's got the bomb.
Back down to the top tower. I'm about to go deep. Back out of mid. Going deep.
Alright, back out of mid. Get to him.
Oh, back out? Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Back out.
You could push our A side, Kyler. Can you get that kind of?
Yes. I got the ace push.
I'm just shouldering B-bomb. I'm just shouldering mid. Sim, help me.
Okay, I'll watch her.
Mid's like kind of raids.
Yo, wait.
Top right mid. Top right mid.
Okay,
Alex, watch
sit
out top
down,
mid.
sit down.
Absolute top mid.
He's on your right, Kyler. On your right.
I need it.
He's there.
Varsity's last one up. How long before he falls?
He's trying to avoid the inevitable. I don't believe it. Minnesota's on their feet. History has just been made. LAG have now set the new record for Search and Destroy victories in a row. And not only that, they're on tournament point.
So, like, there we are, sitting up 4-1 in the series, and at this point, it's like, one thing, like me and Rick were saying, like, we're not going to use the words, like, one more, like, just one more, like, we just need to keep playing the same exact way we were playing. The worst thing that could happen was we go into the series and we're playing like we have nothing to lose, but then we get in a position where we can win the series and we start playing more nervous, or we start, like, turtling up a little bit because we are actually close to winning. It's like, we just have to keep the same exact mindset that we brought into the series, and we're going to be able to close it out. Like, unfortunately, on the second control, the Tuscan control, we could have closed it out there 5-1, but they had, like, a really clutch offense win in the round 5.
The Tuscan control, I feel like we should have won if me and Kyler didn't do literally the exact same thing at the same time towards the end of the map. Literally, if we kill BZ, we win. But we ended up both literally sliding exactly the same time to the right side, and literally, like, ended up basically team killing each other, and then they ended up winning that round because of that. and we ended up losing that map.
But the big thing about us the whole weekend was composure and not letting anything like get to us. Like no clutch moments the other teams had, no like struggles, no nothing. Like we were staying composed, and so we were able to bounce back in the next map and close the tournament out.
Going into just talking to them on the stage before the match started, like I could just tell like there was no nerves, there was none of that. Like they were just super locked into the moment. So I felt really good going to that Berlin search. It's not one of FaZe's strongest maps, and then like we were able to close it out there.
Come on.
Let's go. Just the same shit.
One more match, bro.
Yes, sir.
So they're searching to sure they're coming up with flag.
Let's go, baby. It's just another day.
Hit him with the fucking finesse, yeah?
Don't be stiff. Don't be stiff. No matter what, don't be stiff.
Let's go. Close this shit out.
Get it. Nope.
Right here. If you want to hit a secret, just let us know, bro.
Of course. Of course. But also, I mean, these guys are giving us freebies right now. Just keep doing what we're doing.
Yep.
Let's
go, boys. Come on. Let's go, boys.
Let's get it. Right here, baby.
Let's get it.
Now 1v2. Do-si-do. Sim wins it. Staying alive. It's a technical 1v3 if you can get Slasher as well. No! Austin Lidigo. Nerves of steel. Brings him down. Gets the first round.
No mistakes yet. This should be a freebie. 1v2.
He was going in blind. Now he's been gifted with knowledge. A little loud. Here comes the defense. And it's a massive win from FaZe. They had the numbers and the positioning. And whether Slasher gets that kill or not, there's another player behind him. FaZe bounce back. 30 seconds, 1v2. Gonna go the long way around. He has just enough time to get this done, but these gunfights have got to be decisive. He doesn't have the time to waste anymore.
They're just stacked up inside. They're playing corners. Can
Here
Slasher
he goes.
make this read?
Here he goes. Bang! Cell with a gunny. Oh, that's so scary, man.
Oh my God, he didn't see him.
He sees him this time. Damage is in. Here comes the hit, and here we go. Cell, will he get out? No, he slides into the fight, and Cellium. Oh my God, what a battle this is. Jiminy Crickets!
How?
Cell stays alive, but it makes it a 1v1, and oh my God, now it's Arstees versus who?
Cellium has no right to live that long, but Arcees doesn't either. Just gets dropped.
The backside of the map is all LAG. Now Sim looking for his next victim. 30 seconds to get the defuse.
And you have to go so fast. You really do just have to fly. It is not easy. Slasher wins the gunfight. Abizi gets the next, and he's on a 4, so he wants to stay alive. You're running out of time, and you can't find these kills, and Slasher takes him down.
Both towards A, we now go with the bomb, and again, every single possible corner right now to provide as much information as possible for LAG. Slasher sees it. Can't take the fight. Absolutely no way. Here comes the nades. Looking for the clearance now. Big coverage. Spart gets involved. Big fight there on a Simp. Wins it. Cellium's up next. The shots are there. And it is beautiful tracking. But it's Hook on the point. Hook, the assassin, enters under the cover of gunfire. Cleans up the round.
It's no deal. They've tried to rotate to A before, but look who it is. I mean, Hook will be lying there in wait.
He's chilling. Big chilling. Just waiting. Managing to keep himself busy, twiddling his thumbs, because here come FaZe. Enough time has passed now. Here come the LAG players now, making their way forward on the defense, and oh my good God, the moment could be upon us, and this is bloody awkward. This is super awkward. Oh, the eyes are on. The play is there. The damage dealt initially. Here comes the pinch, and it's Spart with the kills as well. Cellium last man up, trying to fight for his life here in the round. This is a big one. Cell with 30 seconds, stays alive.
He thought Hook was going to get the trade, so he tries to make the play call, but Hook actually readjusts. Only 20 seconds left on the clock, telling me you gotta go.
He's got to go. He's still trying to make something happen. Spart, the guns are up. The iron is there, and he pays the iron price. It is tournament point. LAG can taste it. Forward they go. Asim with the first blood once again. Arstees desperately trying now to get involved. Here comes Hook once again with the kills. 2v4. Asim, he's done it. It is now all down to Cellium. It's history in the making. One way or another. It was inevitable. The clock has struck 12. We cannot believe it. It is truly a miracle in Minnesota as the Los Angeles Guerrillas. They've bested FaZe. And they've won a lot more than hearts and minds. They've won the bloody major.
the best losers bracket run of all time. Slasher is a part of all of them, but that man Spart earns that shield. I don't know what kind of magic they have up their sleeves. I don't know what kind of pep talks they were given. Unbelievable performances across the board. And that guy right there.
I don't care what you say, I don't care what you say about the Volk, I don't care. That was absolutely unbelievable from Spart. Gunless is back home watching this, could not be prouder of the team, but I cannot believe that a team with a substitute has rocked up here at a major with such formidable opponents, and they have shocked the world.
It took some time for it to actually like set in what had happened. Like, you don't really get like the full feeling of it right after the moment. But like when I went out there and saw the guys for the first time after, like that was like all I was feeling. I was just so proud of like of them as players and like what they had accomplished. And I just felt so good for them. Like they all had like a big story. Like they had a lot to prove. Like Austin kind of like reinserting his name as one of like the best main ARs and like the best leaders of all time in Call of Duty, getting like another W back on the board after like a pretty long dry spell. Like that was a huge moment for him. Kyler bouncing back from all like the bullshit that he had to deal with last year and kind of getting another dub on the board after like an insane grand finals performance. Like that was a huge moment for him. Sim and Chris like both getting their first win under the craziest circumstances. Like everyone on the team like was playing, like they had a lot to play for. And yeah, I mean, I was just so proud of them for putting like this run together, and like they're the ones that made it happen. So just seeing how much it meant to them in that moment, like that was like probably the best feeling of the weekend, obviously.
I mean, it feels incredible, right? Like you're the tournament winners, you're the best players in the world for this stage. Like it was a crazy run. We won from losers bracket too. Like just the way we did it, like it's hard to put into words that type of feeling, especially like how much work we put in every day. Like it just like this has all been worth it. Like, you know, we're putting in 8 hours at least a day playing Call of Duty, trying to be the best in the world, and you're doing it all to win a tournament like this and just feel that feeling of success for like even just the 10 minutes you're standing on stage after the win. So it's really hard to put into words, but it's such an incredible feeling, and the reason why we do what we do.
When I look back on it, it just feels like such a good feeling, and like I just feel really warm inside whenever like I think about it, because that was my first championship, and the fashion that we did it was just the best feeling. I think if we won all the way through winners, it still would have been a good feeling, but it was just the adversity and like the road and the journey that we had was just what made it so sweet. So that was definitely a special moment.
Going back and like just after like my terrible performance in 2019 and doing that, it honestly didn't really hit me until maybe like a week after the tournament. Like I was just chilling on the couch with my girlfriend and my friend Cade, and we were just like sitting there watching the matches on my TV, like just watching them back. And after I did that, and I was just like really like feeling I was like reliving the tournament while watching it, and I started to like realize like how actually crazy all that was, and like how unbelievable it was to everybody else, because to myself, like I kind of like knew all along that like I belong in this league. So just showing people and hearing and seeing people like actually I guess finally realize that, or like I think that was the best feeling for me, just knowing that people finally tipped their hat.
I told everybody. You told me. Nobody believed me, bro. Nobody believed me. I swear to God. We did. Everybody thought I was fucking the loser. No, you're not the fucking loser. You're fucking bad. Oh my God, bro. Everybody. Thank you. Holy fuck. Yeah, hopefully. Holy fucking shit. Yo, Claire. Where's Claire? What up?
I smell like shit. I need a hug. Yo! Straight up. Come on, come on, come on, baby. Congrats. Thank you, man.
You guys deadass just made history, bro. That will never be that.
Shout out Hubba Bubba, Skittles, banana bread, fucking mom. I need some fucking food, boys.
What time is it? That's fine. You guys start talking?
Yeah. I'm gonna shut your door.
Cool. I'm telling you, hang up in the facility now. Oh, absolutely.
I love you guys too. I will. Thank you. Yeah. No, because Chris needed deodorant and I just didn't. I thought I left it. Yeah. Love you too. Love you guys. Yeah. Alright, peace. Have a good night. Love you guys. Yes, sir. Peace.
There was a bit of a break after Major 2, like we took some time off, like maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks, and then we've been back to practicing for about a week now, and like, as great of an experience as Major 2 was, like, everyone on the team like just has the same focus of continuing to improve for Major 3. Like, we showed at Major 2 that we got better and better as we got more reps. So now that we actually have time to practice and like kind of put some systems in place, get on the same game, like get on the same page and have that same game plan as each other going to stage 3, I think the expectations that we have, it's like we need to keep improving. I don't think anyone will be happy with the season as a whole if Major 2 is the high point. Like, we have bigger goals than just winning one major. So it's kind of just continuing to put the work in and improve as a team and as like individuals. Obviously, like, we announced that we would be keeping Chris in the starting lineup for the time being. Like, Pierce obviously has a little bit ways to go still when it comes to like recovery and getting back to 100%. And so like during that time being, we're gonna see how far we can take it with Chris. And then kind of once Pierce is back at 100%, like if we need to make evaluations down the road or whatever it may be, then like obviously we'll have that option. But right now, the most important thing is just continuing to keep up what we started with Chris and kind of keep building on that foundation. And then also like the other important thing is Pierce just getting back to 100%. Like, it wouldn't do anyone any good to bring him back in when he's not completely ready to go. So yeah, it's just, that's kind of where we're at right now. I think we feel really good going into the Pro-Am and going into Major 3. Like, our practice so far has been like really productive. It's been really good. I think we can keep continuing to improve with this 4, and we want to see how far we can take that, obviously, in the meantime, while Pierce is recovering back to 100%.
Ever since, you know, the tournament they won and everything like that, I mean, having talks with Rick and Asim and just all the boys, just kind of getting their general opinions on it, like to figure out what the guys are going to do, because like no one's going to really make a roster change after, you know, winning the tournament. That's just how it is, and I'm perfectly fine with it. Like, you know, stepping back, focusing on my health, just kind of being there just in case, well, not just in case, like just to be there and help out the guys any way that I can. 1 and 2, like once I have all my health affairs in order and everything's good to go with me, I mean, if they want to, you know, bring me back into the starting roster, if they want to, like, you know, do something with me, like, more than happy to. But like, as of right now, like, they had no other choice. Like, even right now, they still have no other choice. They should be playing with Chris. I mean, Chris is an amazing player. There's one event with him, and at the same time, like, I'm still out of just commission pretty much. Like, I still need to get my surgery, still need to recover from my surgery, which only a couple days, but it's better to like wait on all that stuff and make sure that I'm 100% good rather than prolong my healing and come back way too early and like, you know, screw things up. Like, that's the last thing I want to do when I come back. I want to come back with fresh mindset, you know, feeling good, feeling, you know, healthy, and like bringing 120% effort, like, and to show like why I'm a top player again.
Honestly, after the tournament, I was even kind of curious to see what would happen, because I didn't know if maybe they would stick with Pierce if he got better. fast. He obviously, like, as we're recording this, he just is having surgery, maybe even right now. He just tweeted about it, so hope that goes well for him. Nothing for the best for him. I was kind of curious. I didn't know if I was gonna stay or if I was gonna go. I didn't know. I was kind of scared. I didn't want to really go anywhere else. I kind of wanted to play with the guys I just won with, but at the same time, I understood, like, if they did want to play with Pierce, because he is a really good player and he does bring a lot to the team. So yeah, once I got told that I was gonna be on the starting roster, it brought like a lot of relief, I guess. And yeah, I kind of like instantly like came out here and like flew out to the facility and instantly got to work after that. Obviously for Major 3 I want to win again, but at the end of the day, I kind of just want to just show everybody like why we won, and that why I think that we're probably one of the top 4 teams in the game right now. I truly believe that. I think that the fact this major and even the major 4 and even champs, I feel like it's really gonna show like why we won Major 2.
I think the expectation is just to put ourselves in a position to win again. Like, that's the most important thing. If you put yourself in a position to win, wins will come. It literally starts with the online matches, like putting ourselves in winner's bracket, taking it one match at a time. Whoever it may be we play first, let's come out and win that match and then move forward to the next one and just keep improving as a team, and looking forward to the majors. So as long as we put ourselves in a position to win, I have full confidence that we'll be able to do it again.